Next up, we're going to talk about variables. So just like in algebra or any math class that you have taken, a variable simply stores information. So to declare a variable in JavaScript, you simply do the following. You type var, which is the keyword for a variable in JavaScript, and then you give it a name. So this name is anything that you want to call it. So I could simply call it my variable, and then I could set it equal to a value of whatever I want as well. So I'm going to set it equal to 5. So now I have a variable in my JavaScript file called my variable, and it is equal to the number 5. In my console, if I type my variable, I can see that my variable is not defined because I need to run my JavaScript. Now if I type my variable, I get the number 5. So the number 5 is what the value of my variable is. So in JavaScript, we can easily change and modify the values of variables and get them to help us do very useful things in programming. So here's how this works. What if I wanted to add 1 to my variable? So if I want to add 1 to my variable in the console, I can type my variable plus 1, and I can add 1 to that value, and I get a value of 6 because my variable is equal to 5, and if we add 1 to 5, we get the value 6. Now, if I type my variable again, what do I notice? I notice that my variable is still set to 5. So if I wanted to change my variable and get it to be equal to another value like 6, I could do the following. I could say my variable equals 6, and that would assign 6 to my variable. But I'm going to clear the console and we're going to do another example real quick. So I assigned the number 6 to my variable, but that's not really that flexible, I guess. So what if I wanted to simply do whatever the current value of my variable is plus 1? So to do that is kind of confusing to people who are mainly familiar with math. But in this case, we can try, I'll explain to you how it goes. So to do this, you do my variable, and you set it equal to my variable plus 1. So notice the following. What happens here is it is unlike math. You're not trying to subtract my variable from my variable. You're not going to get 0 equals 1 or any of that stuff. What is actually happening here in JavaScript is the stuff on the left-hand side is being assigned to whatever is on the right-hand side. So again, whatever the contents are on the right-hand side of the equal sign is evaluated, and then it is assigned to the variable on the left. So that is my variable. So we did all of this with one variable. So what's going to happen now is we're going to the computer's going to evaluate the statement my variable plus 1, which is 5 plus 1, then is going to assign that value to the my variable that we had declared at the top of our JavaScript file. So let's go ahead and log this stuff to the console and see what happens. So I can console.log my variable, and then I'm able to see it show up in the console. And sure enough, we do see the number 6 appear right here. So that is a brief overview of how variables work. I'm going to go into it a little bit more with how we can do different kinds of variables and different stuff that we can do as well.